Sorry for the inconvenience. The problem, there was a problem of the blinking of my webcam. That was the problem I solved. Oh, I was telling about Madhvacharya, Sankaracharya, and Ramu's theory. So I told about Sankaracharya. The third person which had the greatest influence in Hinduism is Ramanuja. He took the middle path. He told us that as a drop is to ocean, you take a drop out of the ocean, it's same as the ocean, but in itself it's not the ocean. That's the nature of our soul and supreme soul Paramatma. If we realize that this soul is a part of that Paramatma, our body, whatever we do, it's not a reality. It has been superimposed by God on us. At that point, we attain moksha, liberation from death and birth, and attain enlightenment to be a part of that supreme being. We get lost in the supreme being. Not us who can make it happen. It's God Himself. It is His wish to take that Atma to Himself. He is omnipresent, omnipotent, and universal. That was I telling you. I was diverting from my point. The point was that why Hindus do idol worship. You might be knowing, I told you earlier that Buddhism. Buddhism was the main religion after the Ashoka period. He himself converted to Buddhism, and most of the North Indians they converted to Buddhism. So there has been a huge influence in Hinduism from Buddhists. It's true today also, and it was true there also. To make Buddhists irrelevant, they were asking them, where is God? I told about you can't argue with Buddhists. You can't argue. You don't have any point to argue with them. So how to make people attain the true religion? That's Hinduism. The philosopher Sankaracharya at that time, he was from South India. He came to North India and he Sastracharya with those Buddhists who were there at that time. What he did is all known. He was able to engage them in dialogue, and after engaging them, he was able to transform or convert back them to Hinduism. To find out that this self enlightenment, to know that I and my soul are two different things, and soul is very much similar to the universal, the omnipotent, the most powerful. To feel the, to tell this to the masses, it's very difficult. We have a huge population, and most of the people at that time were also illiterate. Today is the same thing. At that time there was no paper or these all things that you can teach them, those people. The only thing was through dialogue, through speeches. So what was done by the Brahmins? They told that Brahmin and rishis, I will say rishis, what they told them, that you can worship murti or any stone, anything you find in nature, because it's a part of God. And praying to anything which is not human, is made from mud, it's pure. Or stone, it's pure. Because they were not praying to a living being. They were praying to something which is in itself pure because it doesn't have that Atman or Atma. It doesn't have the brain. Murti doesn't have the brain. It will only make those people attain enlightenment. It's the simple stage or the first stage. After that stage, when he will be enlightened, he can concentrate on that form. After practice, after regular practice, he is able to control his mind, and after that, he will attain enlightenment. And there is the point. At the point you attain enlightenment, you will find out that there is no bad. Muslims will feel that Murti Puja is bad. Hindus will feel it that no, it's not bad. Similar is the case. Christian, they will eat pork. Muslim will not. A culture, a society, for them a thing can be bad. For Muslim, cow eating is good. For Hindus, it's not good. So the point is that for a society one thing can be bad, but for another society that thing cannot be bad. But it doesn't matter that doing a certain thing, certain point for a certain period makes you wrong. It's the God, He is the truth, and He is the person who is responsible for your every action. And He find him as a glory, find it entertaining. The point is that it's very hard to define God in our relation with God, but Vedas define them, and it's the ultimate truth. So at that point you find out that everything is God, I am God, God is God. There is a very complicated relation which is made very uncomplicated at that enlightenment stage. And it is the stage you find compassion with the animals, with the flowers, with the trees, everything. You find it compassionate to make it your own. You find it that the person who is sitting beside you, that Atman is in him also, and that is in you also. He might be a Buddhist, a Christian, or a Parsi, or a Muslim, but that Atman is in him also. So there is no point of arguing with it.